welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new. My name's Tamara if you didn't know already, and in today's video I'm going to be doing quite a highly requested one actually. It is all about my bullet journal over on my Instagram, and I will leave the handle right here. I have been posting some pictures and some Instagram stories of my bullet journal because I have recently just got started with it. I have wanted to start one for so many years, but I've always been a bit reluctant to, for reasons that I'll go into in the video. But I got so many questions about it, so many positive feedback comments about it, so I thought I would fulfill your guys' requests and do a video on it. So if you want to know all about my bullet journal and my experiences with it, then keep on watching. So one little thing that you will see with my bullet journal, I have actually pre-planned it a lot in advance. I am doing my bullet journal for 2021 and yes, it's May, so it's like not even halfway through the year yet, but we're in lockdown, as you probably know, so there is not a lot of stuff that I have to do. I finished uni for the year, so I am bored out of my mind, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to spend my time on it, I'm going to do it when I fancy it. You can start a bullet journal whenever you want. It does not have to be at the beginning of the year, in the middle or end. It can be in February, it can be in July, it literally does not matter. You can start it for what benefits you the best. Looking back, I kind of wish I started it for September because if you guys didn't know, I do go to university, so our terms in the UK or semesters start in September, and normally I buy a new planner for them, but I just didn't think, and I've made it now, so I'm not that bothered. But yeah, so it's just whatever works for you, so don't feel pressured to follow what I've done or feel like you have to set it up the way I have. This is just the way I wanted to do it. So it's going to be a little Q&A. I've got some questions that you guys have asked, so I'm just going to take you through and answer them. So the first question that I have is, where is my bullet journal from? The bullet journal that I have chosen to use, bearing in mind this is my first bullet journal, so I may not like this one, I may choose to do a different one, or I may have this one for the foreseeable future and buy it again when I'm ready to do another one. You never know. But I use the Leuchtturm 1917 journal. This is, from what I've seen, the classic beginner's first time journal that every time I researched it and I watched other people's YouTube videos, this is what they tended to go for. There are other makes, like I think it's called Dingbats. That's a make that I've seen quite a lot of people use, which I do actually really like the look of. And there are moleskin ones that you can use, and there are also loads of others online that you can find. So it's not just limited to this one. So also, if you didn't know what a bullet journal is, I will quickly explain. Basically, it's a notebook, and if you can see, it's got like tiny grey dots that is used as the grid system. And the bullet journal theory is a theory created just as a way of planning and like a way of doing your own sort of planner that you can create for yourself and your personal needs and likes. When you open it, it just has a little introduction page. Here are just some lines which I'm going to cover just because it's got like some personal details on there, but I've just popped my name on the front, and then it's got a contents as well, or an index at the beginning, which just looks like that. That's 2 pages, and also with the Leuchtturm, the pages are numbered, so that is really, really helpful. If you're someone that likes the idea of an index or has a specific page that you know you're going to keep turning back to, you can put obviously all of the little page numbers and then the page that it's for, and then you don't have to like keep flipping through the journal and trying to find the one that you're looking for. Also, it's really, really hot in my room, but I don't want to open the window because then you're going to hear what's going on outside, and also my neighbours are there and I just feel a bit weird about me talking and them hearing it. It's just first world problems, guys. I'm going to do a recorded flip through of all the pages that I've created, so I will show you those. But yeah, that is the journal I use. It's also got 2 bookmark pages, so you could use one for the week that you're on, and then one for an important page that you always find yourself going back to. It's completely up to you. And then it's got a elasticated band to go on the front as well. Okay, and the next question that I got was the stationery that I go towards, the ones that I like to use, and some stationery that I've bought. I have a feeling that my stationery collection is going to expand a lot during this bullet journal time, but this is what I've got for the moment. And the stationery that I've bought, I got inspiration from other people that I watched using bullet journals and what they like to use, so that is where I've got my inspo from. But of course, any stationery that you use is fine. With a bullet journal, it's just like a planner, a notebook. All you really need is the journal and a pen or a pencil. That is it. You don't need all of the fancy stuff that you may see other people use. It is completely okay to use it how you want to use it. Also, I don't think I'm straight. Sorry, if I was wonky for that whole entire time, I'm really sorry. So the first main stationery that I have is, I have some fine liners. I have a pack of 5 that came in a pack of 5. I didn't buy them individually, and they're all different thicknesses. So I've got a 003, a 02, 05, 08, and then a brush pen. So these are the brand Unipin Fine Line. They just look like that. And there's all 5 of them for you with the thicknesses on the top. I really like these. I get on really well with them. They're really nice to write with, and I also like that they've got a variation of thicknesses, just in case I wanted to do some drawing that I want a really thin line or a thicker line. Also, something that I do really like the brush pen for is kind of doing like bigger boxes that I want to freehand, just because I find it a bit easier to write with and it gets like a really nice thickness. So I really recommend those. They're really nice. Also, one thing that I would recommend for stationery, and when you're buying stationery, is to go to supermarkets. In the UK, I went to Tesco to buy all of this stuff. You could go to Sainsbury's or Morrison's or any other supermarket that may be near you. Also Poundland, I'm sure that they've got loads of stuff in there for really cheap. Obviously in the UK we've got stationery stores like Ryman's or WH Smith, but I have a feeling that those sort of stores will be more expensive, but it's completely up to you. Obviously stationery specific stores have a lot more of a range, but when I first started out, and still now, I just go to the supermarket to buy my stationery just because it's easier for me. The next fine liner that I do really like, and I've always liked this brand of fine liners or pens, is the, I think it's Staedtler or Statzler. It's just the triangular ones. I've also got a pack of multicoloured ones. Let me get those. Yes, so I've got a pack of the 20 multicoloured. I'm missing 2 because they ran out of ink. I've had these for years, so they do last a very long time. The only thing that I found with these fine liners, they are a 0.3 thickness, I believe. Yeah, I think they're a 0.3 thickness, but they do bleed quite a lot through the pages, which just basically means that they show through to the next page, which doesn't bother me too much, but I found that the Unipin pens don't do that as much, so I've tended to go more towards them. But it's whatever you find your preference, that's completely fine. Another really important thing I have is a pencil. This is just a mechanical one. I also use standard ones that you sharpen. Another question that I actually got was whether I use a pencil to outline what I'm drawing or what I'm putting on the page, and I do that every single time. I do that all the time, especially with words that I'm writing that I want to make look really pretty, or drawings that I'm doing, or when I'm planning a whole spread. That is something that I do really like to do, just because I know for a fact if I just got a pen and did it all, I would miscount the boxes, I would miscount everything, I would have one box half the size of the other one. So a pencil is a key for me. And do not feel embarrassed. I don't know why anybody would, but I've heard that some people are. Do not feel embarrassed if you have to use a pencil to outline your ideas before you draw them in pen. It's completely fine. And the main bit of stationery that I use is my Crayola Super Tips. I've still got them in like the packaging they came in, but there is 50 here. I'll just show you. If these fall out, I'm going to be fuming because I colour coded them myself. Like, they came in a specific colour order, but I changed it about just so I could do it my way. But yeah, I've got 50 here. Oops. And one thing that I am going to try and do, this system hasn't worked like I wanted it to, but I want to label each pen with a number from 1 to 50. Oops. Oh, my 2 fell off. That's okay, I'll just glue that back in. This is just parcel paper, by the way. Like, I bought a massive roll of it for like £2, £2.50 from Tesco, and I really like to use that as a decoration in my journal. But yeah, so one thing that I recommend doing is creating a page at the back of your notebook or the front, wherever you like, for a pen swatch page. It just looks like that, because a lot of the time when you get coloured pens, they don't look like the colour on the like cap than they do on the page. So that is one thing that I've really liked to do. So if I'm creating like a blue theme, I can go back and think, oh, that's a nice colour blue and it's number 30, let's get that one out. So I need to number these pens, and then I'm just going to shove them all in a pencil case just so it's easier to store, because having them in plastic and carrying them like that is proving to be quite difficult. Another thing, just a ruler, standard ruler. I do use it sometimes, not all the time. I quite like the look of like freehand, kind of like hand-drawn lines, but if there's something that I do want to draw straight, I use a ruler, obviously. And then Tipp-Ex. I use Tipp-Ex because it is inevitable. You're going to make mistakes, and yes, it's annoying, and yes, when you make a mistake and you've made a really pretty page, you just want to rip it out or stick the pages together. That is completely understandable, and I've gone through that too. But that's why Tipp-Ex, or whiteout, or whatever you call it, it's your best friend, ladies and gents. So the next question I got was the best place to start where you're not too creative, or you lack inspiration, or you're not like the best drawer. I am not the best drawer at all. I'm not an artist. I cannot sit down at a blank page and draw the most amazing picture. Even if it's just a doodle, I outline it with pencil first. For me personally, the best place to look is on Instagram, Pinterest and YouTube. Someone that really inspired me to finally like bite the bullet and get started was a YouTuber that I follow called Amanda Rach Lee. I will leave her YouTube down below because she is incredible. She does more complicated spreads, she does really simple spreads that are just based around doodles. So yeah, I really like her, but I think the main thing is to just have a look around. One thing that I have done is on Instagram you can save photos that you see that you like, and I've done that, and I've gone ahead and created my own little bullet journal inspo folder. So if I'm creating a new spread, or if I want some inspiration for that, I just go on there and see what other people have drawn, because it's great to get inspiration from other people. Also, I feel like with bullet journaling, the main perception is that it has to be absolutely stunning. It has to be really creative and have loads of pretty pictures and everything. But if that's not what works for you, don't do it. Because the thing is, with a bullet journal, the main like reason of doing that is to make your life easier and to keep up with it. You don't want to do one spread that you spend absolutely hours on and then think, oh my god, I'm not doing that again, and then waste your time. So if you literally just do a heading and then write what you need to do, completely fine. Do whatever you want to do. You don't have to make it look all pretty. Do you know what I mean? I just like doing that because that's just what I want to do and it works well for me. So the next question is, what made me start? I think the main thing that made me start is I've always loved the idea of it. I've always liked the look of it, and I have always lived my life with a planner, especially in education and going to uni. I need a planner to know what I'm doing. Like, my calendar on my phone is always being used. I'm always using a planner, and I just really like that aspect of organisation for me personally. But I know, again, that is not for everyone. You could work well with sticking post-it notes all over your wall. You could do well with writing stuff in your hand. Like, it's completely up to you. But yes, I've always bought a planner, and I've always like just gone into a shop and thought, oh, this one's nice, let me get this one. But I guess this time I wanted to like spruce it up a bit and kind of make it my own and put stuff in the bullet journal that I would find useful. So that is why I wanted to start personally. My next question is it a lot of effort for nothing? I think that really depends on how well it works for you. For me, it's not. If I thought it was too much effort, I wouldn't be doing it. It's obviously supposed to, like I said, make your life easier and save you time and plan stuff. But if it's not working for you, if you're spending an unreasonable amount of time trying to create it and trying to make it, there's no point in you doing it if it's not working for you. So for me, it's not a waste of time because I really enjoy it and I find it really beneficial. But for someone else, it might not work for them, and that is fine. Next question is, will I continue? I'm hoping so. I obviously don't know yet. I've not started it fully. I'm like I said, I'm creating it for 2021. So hopefully throughout 2021, I will continue. I will update you guys. So, one of my friends, Amy, she actually mentioned whether you guys would like a series of bullet journals, like a little playlist on my channel of like updating you if I do a new spread or how it's working for me, and I would 100% like to do that if you guys would like to see it. So do let me know down in the comments if that is something that you would like to see on my channel. Obviously more videos will come out when it's 2021 because that's when I'll be using my bullet journal, but I do hope I continue. I don't think I would put this much work in it and like commit to it so much if I didn't think I was going to. I'm quite good with stuff like this. I always update my planner, I always continue with it, so I think I will, yeah. Okay, and another question was, what do I recommend when looking for a journal and finding the right one for you? Again, it's what's right for you. It's completely your decision. One thing that I kind of thought about, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on other people doing journals and reviewing journals and what they liked or didn't like, and I kind of tallied them up, tallied up the pros and cons, and just went for the one that I thought would be best. I chose the Leuchtturm just because I know that so many people that use it, so I thought it wouldn't be this popular if people didn't like it. Also, this is on the cheaper side for bullet journals. This was £12 from Amazon, which I don't think is that bad. You can get bullet journals that are loads more expensive or probably cheaper. It completely depends, I guess, where you shop. But a lot of people look for like ghosting in the pages, and in the flip through that I'll record, you'll see whether mine do. They do a little bit, but it's not enough for me to deter me away from this bullet journal. I don't mind it at all. I feel like it gives like the more handmade and homemade sort of vibe, so that doesn't bother me at all. Another thing I look for is numbered pages. I find that really helpful. I have a feeling that I will use the index quite a lot, so that's good. I like the idea of the bookmarks. That's really good for me. It just keeps me in track. And yeah, that's about it, to be honest, what I look for. Just a like good quality bullet journal. That is mainly what I look for. But like I said, have a look on YouTube and see people reviewing them so you can see the difference and figure out what you think you would like in your bullet journal. So I kind of went into this question at the beginning, but the next question is, where do I find my inspiration for bullet journaling? Honestly, hands down, the main inspiration that I found is through Amanda Rachley. She's incredible. I've based the first spread that I've done, my January spread, on one that she did in November, a November spread that she did. It's all around coffee. Obviously, if you know me, you'll know that's going to be a spread. But yeah, so she's my main inspiration. And then mainly just Instagram and YouTube. You can YouTube like, I don't know, coffee spread and you'll find loads, or cherry blossom spread and you'll find loads. You can search it up on YouTube and there will 99% of the time be a video about it. So that is where I find my most inspiration. And also with Instagram or like YouTube, you can pause it and copy it, or like kind of pick out a few things that you like from that spread and put it into your own. And then I've been asked about hints and tips. I think, for me personally, I think it's a bit too early to tell, or a bit too early to say that I've got loads of hints and tips, because I've not been doing it for that long, and also I've not started using it properly, so it's kind of hard to do that. But I have like found out some things along the way, mainly like when looking at inspiration from other YouTubers and like Instagrammers and stuff. Some people put loads of pages or loads of trackers and stuff in their journal, and you don't have to copy someone else. Like, I was going to do a budget tracker, but I think for me personally that would be too much work, so I've not included it. And I think if you're going a bit deeper into it with the bullet journal community, like there's quite a lot of... My neighbour's soaring. Gary, I'm filming a video, do you mind? Just wait. Thank you. I've forgotten the question now. What was the question? Oh yeah, hints and tips. But yeah, find out what works well for you. Oh my god. Guys, I'm really sorry about the background noise if you can hear that. I can't do anything about it. I can't exactly tell Gary to not do his DIY. But yeah, find out what works for you. If you literally just want a weekly spread and that's it, just do that. That is completely fine. You don't want to waste your time by putting loads of spreads in that you're not going to use. That's a waste of paper and it's a waste of your time. There's no point. But also with bullet journaling, it's about finding what's right for you. Like, I've included a habit tracker and a mood tracker in my first month spread. I might go through the whole of January and not fill that out, and that's fine, but I just won't include it in February. Or I might go through January and think, oh, having a budget tracker would be so helpful. Let's put it in February. So it's just about finding what's good for you and what works for you and what kind of you need in your lifestyle. I think my main tip is to just not be pressured by what you see other people creating. If you're not really artistic, or if you are really artistic, draw an absolutely beautiful picture, or literally just draw a title and then fill it out. That is, you don't have to stress yourself out about it. This is supposed to make your life easier and less stressful, not stress that it's not pretty enough for the Instagram picture that you want to put up. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I could be hypocritical by saying that because I've put like a pretty picture of my bullet journal up, but that's because I wanted to do it that way. Just because I wanted to doesn't mean you want to. It's finding out what's good for you and what works for you and what you enjoy doing, because it should be fun as well, not stressful. Let me know if you like this video, give it a like and a subscribe. Also, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I feel like that happened really, really fast. I can't believe it, that's insane. Also, one thing that I would really appreciate is if you headed over to my Instagram and gave me a follow over there. I'm trying really hard to like up my theme and like keep my theme like nice and synced, and I'm trying really hard on my photos, so I would really appreciate if you headed over there and checked it out. All of my info is down in the description box like always, and yeah, let me know what other videos you want to see, whether it's in the bullet journal vibe or whether it's something completely different. Also, connected to my Instagram, I'm thinking about filming a regular Q&A soon, and I will be on my Instagram asking for you guys to submit questions, so it's worth going over and following me on there just so you can get involved. I would love to know what you want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.